Are you ready? Go.
Welcome back to Retro ReWire, another episode of In the Hunt. We're going to be taking a look at some PlayStation games at the Kazo Hard Off. Now, in part one, we took a look at the display case and also the junk section. And in part two, we took a look at Nintendo games as well as a few other systems. And in this last part, it's all about PlayStation games. Now, before we dive in, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate the support, help the channel grow. Anyhow, let's get it underway with the PlayStation Vita. Definitely feel free to pause, as all of the Vita section was actually kind of small, but it's kind of cool that all the games were front facing so you can easily see all the cool software that they have in stock for the PlayStation Vita. Definitely a cool system, and I've been picking up a few more games for it as of late, as well as for the PlayStation Portable. You know, I'm getting back into these little handhelds just because you know, it's freaking awesome systems, that's why. But yeah, the PSP section here was kind of you know, so-so. I didn't really see anything that I personally wanted, but there is a number of games that may be of interest to all of you. But this Tom and Jerry game here for $3, that was kind of a new thing for me. I didn't know that got a release on the PSP. But we'll take a closer look at some of these games here. You know, we have East here. But the thing with these types of games, these role-playing games, is that there's definitely going to be a language barrier, as these games typically do not support English language options, just Japanese. But here's a system that does typically feature full English language support, or at least the games, PlayStation 4 games. And right away here, you know, Death Stranding, this is one that was recently re-announced for the PS5. And I definitely want to play this game. I haven't gotten around to it, but I hear it's pretty darn good. Another Kojima masterpiece, possibly. And then we'll just continue on checking out a few more PS4 games, but definitely a system that's loaded with retro games, you know, through the Neo Geo and arcade archives by Hamster. Just a ton of games. You know, we have this Psycho Break, which I actually have for the PS3. I know that the PlayStation 4 version is going to be superior, but we have Okami, which I also have for the PS3. But yeah, the PS4 definitely got a lot of ports of PS3 games, which definitely improve upon in some ways. Sometimes there's a loss of detail and whatnot, or they make questionable changes. But anyhow, let's go ahead and keep it positive and check out a few more of these PlayStation 4 games. Definitely a lot of cool stuff here. Even Loco Roco got on PS4. I didn't know that. But here's PlayStation 3. Now, this is a system that's back in vogue, and everybody's going into a buying frenzy. You know, we have Africa there. That's a game in North America that's super expensive. And, you know, I myself have been actually, I never stopped buying PS3 games because there's a number of them that I want for my personal collection. But definitely cool to see a lot of these, like Tales of Berseria, I believe that is. And I think this was the final Tales release for the PS3. And then we have Kingdom Hearts 1.5 Remix. This is the limited edition, a little bit pricey there. And then we have Godzilla here for $15. Now this one does look interesting, and I definitely would like to try it out. And like the PlayStation 4, PS3 has a number of games that do support full English language options, but unfortunately this Biohazard HD Chronicles is not one of them, but those games are available digitally on the North American PlayStation Network store. But definitely a lot of cool stuff here, like that Dead Rising 2, White Knight Chronicles, although White Knight Chronicles does not support English language options, so you'll have to look for the North American release or the European release. But Dead Rising 2 does, and that's definitely a game that I would like to add to my collection, especially at $3, you know. Then we have Street Fighter 4, and oddly enough, this one does not have full English language options, which is kind of rare for a Capcom game. And then we have the premium package for Ground Zero, yeah, Metal Gear Solid there. And then we'll make our way into the final section, which is PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1. And as you can see, these consoles are dwindling. Less and less games, but anyhow, we're going to take a look because there's still a few cool games. Lots of fighting games here, a lot of King of Fighters stuff. Well, 2 of them, but definitely there is a small variety of these games. But, you know, buying import games for the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 can be hit or miss, just because of if you don't especially read Japanese, then you're going to have a tough time with some of the more language heavy games like the Xenosaga 3. But it's still doable. You just miss out on a lot of the story, which, you know, for some of us, that's the reason we play. But anyhow, we have Rockman X8. This is also a part of the Mega Man X Collection Volume 2, and then we have X7. Kind of cool to see both of those. I hear a lot of positive things about X8, and I have yet to play it. Perhaps one day. And then we'll check out some PlayStation games. Not a bad selection. There's quite a few of SNK games and a few that I actually would love to own. We have Silent Hill. We have Silent Hill on the bottom there, and that one does actually support limited English language options, which is kind of cool. And the cover art just kind of gives it a different vibe for that Silent Hill. But anyhow, let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of these PlayStation games. We have the Raiden Project. This is pretty cool collection. Definitely a cool shooter. Then we have Lunar 2, which with its freaking awesome cover. For some of these games, I definitely prefer the PlayStation cover art over the Sega Saturn. But then we have Rockman X4 for $10. This is one that I definitely would like to get on the original PlayStation. And then we have this. Not sure what the heck this is, but you know, just judging from the blood there and the screenshots, it looks like a horror mystery type of game. Then we have Night Striker. I believe this is an old Taito arcade release. Could be wrong, but I think that's what it is. And then we have this collection of Samurai Showdown, which features 1 and 2. And I definitely want to pick this up one day. But I got to get it with the spine card. You know how it is. Then we have Initial D here for $3. And I hear this is a pretty good racer. I haven't played it yet, but it seems pretty cool. Then we have Guilty Gear, the original, for $3. That's a pretty cool game for the PlayStation. This one's not so good, which is Samurai Showdown 4 on the PS1. But this is a collection that's not bad, which features Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold or 2.1 Dash. And then we have Macross VF X2. But anyhow, for the next episode of In the Hunt, we're going to go back to Surugaya in Shinjuku, so definitely keep a lookout for that. I hope to drop that soon. And as always, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Ciao.